Hey, what's up guys? Brownie here coming to you with some more AFKJourney, and in today's video we're going to continue talking about defense, and we're going to actually talk about teams today. So I'm going to go over teams I've used in the past, talk about teams I'd like to use or try, but maybe I don't have strong enough heroes at the moment to actually run them, and maybe you guys can run them if you have the heroes. So keep that in mind if you are looking for team ideas. Maybe you want to try one of these. But anyway, yesterday's video I was talking about how important it is to find in your PvP replays, find the moments that are causing you to either win the fight or lose the fight, because it's equally as important to identify both. Because if you are winning and then all of a sudden you start losing, you need to go in and be able to pinpoint, like, oh, I used to be doing this here, this used to be happening, but now this is happening, so maybe I need to do this to change it, like that kind of thing. So I gave you an example yesterday where I identified on my own team that if I could get their Dio not to flash a second time, my Heroic would possibly be able to eat their Dio, and if I was able to kill their Dio, the whole outcome of the fight would probably go in my favor, because my Heroic would just steamroll the rest of his team. So that's exactly what I decided to do, was make a small positioning change, and that seemed to do the trick, because once I made that change, I got 2 victories in a row, and then he changed his team to something else, and I did end up losing to that, but I forced him to change his team. Sorry, that was a little bit of a mouthful for some reason. But anyway, let's go ahead and watch this replay. So if you saw the video yesterday, what was happening was Dio would flash to the left side of the arena at the start of the fight, well, pretty early into the fight, and then he'd attack from there. And then right as my Heroic would try to eat him, he would flash to a new spot, and that would save his life. So we block his active with our Lily. Then our Heroic goes over and eats him, and that's mainly, I was able to pull that off because I changed my team to make it so that Dio wouldn't be encouraged to flash to another spot. So that's one way you can make a team that was losing and actually losing pretty badly, or looking like it was losing pretty badly, to actually winning. And yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that. Let's go ahead and hop into the formation screen here and talk about some defensive teams that we could possibly run. So one thing you can do if you're running low on ideas for defense, go to your Supreme Arena and see what is working for you on there, and maybe try to translate it into regular arena. Now you have to keep in mind you don't have the charms and the same artifacts and all that stuff, but the core synergies of the heroes are there. So maybe you get an idea from somebody else, and you try tweaking that a little bit and using it in regular PvP. That can be a good source of defensive teams if you're running into a theory crafting roadblock, because I mean I like to theory craft teams all the time. It's one of my favorite things to do, but sometimes you kind of get into a roadblock where you can't really think of any good teams or good synergies that would possibly work on defense and whatnot. So anyway, this is my current team, and I really like this team because it's kind of a mix of sustain with burst, and we get a lot of sustain from Hugin and Haywen together. The reason I like this is because Hugin provides sustain super quickly in a fight. So 2 seconds into the fight, he's already doing his first shielding of whatever hero took the most damage. And it's massive, because where that hero a lot of times would die super fast is now living, and possibly living a lot longer than normal, because that then gives Haywen time to apply her heal, which is every 3 seconds she provides a single target heal, and that can be really, really good in a lot of fights. So yeah, it's really nice having the quick survivability from Hugin, and then he also starts with 600 energy, which allows him to get a very, very quick active, and that provides 2 more shields for the next weakest heroes on your team. And you know, it's really good. Plus those shields provide damage reduction and CC immunity. And then on top of that, when Haywin does her active, you're getting even more damage reduction, and it's really, really solid. So you guys saw it in action against that Dio team, and Dio is a very bursty hero. So this was a pretty good team. I really liked the mix that it brought with sustain and burst. You know, the burst coming from Lily and Harak. So yeah, but anyway, let's check out some other teams. Hop into the formations that I've saved, and let's scroll down here. And now I've shown a lot of Dio teams, so we'll just show this one really quick. Now you have a couple options here on defense. You can put in Lily May, that's going to protect you from enemy Aaron teams and all that kind of stuff. Or you can swap in Dunliner here, and that's going to do the same thing, protect you from all the Aaron teams and that kind of stuff. I really do like this team because, well, number one, you get a very, very fast mythic skill from Dionel, because Leica and Hugin provide nectar stacks right away, and then the Enlightenment artifact also provides a nectar stack right away, and you're doing his mythic skill a couple seconds into the fight, which triggers a huge hit. Like it's a ton of damage, and then that can trigger Harak to get a kill with his tidal assault, and then you know that triggers him to steamroll and kill the whole enemy team, like you guys saw in the replay that I just showed earlier. So anyway, yeah, I do like this team, but not everybody has Dionels, not everybody has really strong Haraks, so let's check out something else. Now, a lot of people have Tassys, and this is a sustained Tassy team that I was thinking about using or trying because, well, when you're running Tassy, a lot of the problems is that it takes her a while to get to her active. And if you want her to get to an active, you're gonna need quite a bit of a sustain on your team. You're gonna need a couple healers, or you're gonna need shielders. You know, a hero like Hugin. And on this team, I decided to put in Damien and Haywin, and then we have Freyesto with Lily May, and then Tassy. So we have the Illusion Freyesto up front, and he is in front of Lily May, providing damage reduction to her. Then we have Damien up on the second line to the front, and he's up there because what's going to happen is he'll build his cart, it'll go forward a tile or two or something, and start healing from there, and that's where a lot of the action's going to be. So I don't want to have him on the back row because his cart might not heal my heroes, and they might not be in range of it. So anyway, sorry about my son yelling in the background. One sec, let me go check on him. Alright, and I'm back. He was just playing around and playing with his dinosaurs. Anyway, then we have the main body of Freyesto, and he is positioned in front of Tassy because he increases the energy regen of the hero that's behind him, and that's just going to get your Tassy to an active that much faster, which is really, really good. Now, what you could do is actually put Hugin in front of Tassy. Well, no, that won't work. Sorry, scratch that. Won't work because Tassy won't stay on the tile behind Hugin. So anyway, but yeah, you could actually replace Damien with Hugin if you wanted to, if you needed that early damage reductions and shields that he provides. It could be better than Damien. It depends on your account, how strong your Hugin is versus how strong your Damien is, all that kind of stuff. So, and that's what I mean with how there's just so many variables on defense as to whether a team would work for you or whether it'll work for somebody else. But anyway, and then we have Haywin over here on the side, and like I mentioned before, we have 2 healers in here for the sustain, and that's to hopefully keep your whole team alive while Tassy's working up to getting her first active off. And once that active happens, she can generally, I think, start steamrolling at least a couple heroes to get them dead, and then by that time she's got so many extra lives, it's really hard to stop her. So anyway, that's one Tassy team you could use. There's another idea I had for a Tassy team. I'll show you right here, and this is actually an Aaron Olmis also Tassy Brian team. And we're using Brian just as a distraction for enemy Lily Mays so that Aaron can still get his active off. The only thing is, I don't know if the devs have changed the way Lily May works and which one she targets is going to target first and what triggers that targeting. So whether or not it's Aaron maybe positioned behind Brian or in front of him, maybe that doesn't even have anything to do with it. It might not be positioning. I'm not sure. I think they were messing with it, and I would do some research before putting this team in. I want to pause it here quick because I was just talking to a Traxy, and I also checked in AFK stages. And the way Lily blocks a hero is she blocks whoever's closest to her. So if you want to position your heroes properly, you're going to want to put Aaron behind Brian. And if for whatever reason it's different in Arena, maybe it's vice versa. Just put Aaron in front of Brian and see if that works. But anyway, back to the video. But if it does work, this could be a cool team, because what's going to happen is Aaron's going to do his tornado. He's going to suck everyone in. That's going to put rocks over their head. And if you have seen Rec's video, which by the way, subscribe to Rec if you haven't already, that's going to put those rocks above their heads and do tons and tons of damage. If you want to see that, go to his also video, because he fought me and it killed my whole team in literally like 3 seconds. It was crazy. But anyway, yeah, if you can get the tornado off and get those rocks above their heads, the combination of that is huge. And then also Tassy coming in and stunning all those heroes and building up to her own active, if they do manage to survive, can be massive. But the cool thing here is, since she attacks like all the adjacent heroes around her target, all the heroes that are stacked up from the tornado, she's going to be stunning all of them over and over and over again, and it's just it can be a really cool interaction. So this could be a cool team idea, but like I said, you're going to need to figure out the Lily May problem here. So if an enemy Lily May is going to attack you, is she going to hit Brian or is she going to hit Aaron? And that it's going to take a little bit of testing. If I can find out, I will let you guys know. I'll update it in the description of the video or something like that. But yeah, anyway, this is one of the other teams you could try if you want to. Now, if you have a bunch of Hypergen Celestial heroes, you could go over here on map 4, and let's see right there. And you could run this team. Let's see, you don't want to have Dunliner there. And Damien goes there, or you put Taylene or Harak in the back. But anyway, and you put like the illusion right there. So, like I was talking about yesterday, this map is hard to fight. I don't know if I was talking about in that video yesterday or not. But anyway, this map is hard for assassins to fight on, so rogues. So heroes like Sylvina, Nara, those kinds of heroes, because they can only really target a couple tiles. They can target the 2 tiles that the Freestos are on, and then the tile that Damien is on. Now these 3 solo tiles here, they can get, if you have a hero on there, they can be targeted by a Sylvina or a Nara also. But if you're gonna use a team like this, I would position them here, group them up, and go with this, because I've fought against this team many times, and it's difficult to beat. It took me a while to figure out a team to beat it, but yeah, this can be pretty solid of a team for those yous that have, a bit of a stronger account. So anyway, that's that team. Alright, so let's take a look at one more team, and this is going to be the last team for this video because it's already getting kind of long. So yeah, the team that we're going to look at next is actually an Alsa, Shakir, Freyesto, Coco, Harak team. And the moment I put this team together, I actually realized there's kind of one fatal flaw to it, and it's the fact that it doesn't have a Lily May or a Dunliner. And it's kind of sad that you really need to have a Lily May or a Dunliner on your defensive team, but it just kind of is what it is. So yeah, this is a team I actually like to run in Supreme Arena, and it works quite well. But yeah, if you're running it in regular arena, you're gonna need to have a Lily May in here at the least if you don't have a Dunliner. And it might not really translate well into regular arena, so it's just something that's going to need to be tested. But anyway, to get a Lily May on this team, what I would think about doing is maybe replacing Coco with Lily May, and that will it will take away my survivability, but it'll also add quite a bit of DPS and also the protection from the Aaron teams, and it will just make it a DPS team, but it could work. It's got some promise because, I mean, Shakir can tear through a lot of people, can also cause a lot of damage in a short time, and Harak, you guys all know what Harak can do, so it could be pretty good. But what I would most likely do is take out Freyesto and put Lily May in, and I would make Shakir my tank. So Shakir becomes my tank, and the other thing I would think about doing in place of using Coco is actually using Hugin, because what's going to happen is Shakir's going to take a ton of hits right at the start. It's going to be a lot of damage on him, and he might die. But if you have Hugin in here who provides him a shield 2 seconds into the fight, it's going to give him a fighting chance to actually survive and get to his active, to get that lupine aura out there for the rest of your team and get him in his wolf form so that he's that much tankier and has some life drain and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you're gonna definitely want to have somebody in here that can heal really, really fast, because that's gonna just make things that much easier for your Shakir. So yeah, that's the last team, I guess, for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one and maybe got something out of it. So yeah, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.